If you're interested in trading with BetAngel, then visit our website where you can download a free trial of BetAngel Professional and BetAngel Trader. If you want to learn how to use them, then visit the Academy where we give you a detailed, structured walkthrough of each product. And if you're an existing user, then head on over to the forum where we have a load of files for you to download to customize and use within BetAngel. So in this video, we're going to be doing some Betfair trading, and we're going to be trading horse racing. We're going to be doing it on the pre-off period, that is before the market is turned in play and the race actually starts. And we're going to be using the Betfair trading strategy, trading order flow. This is a method that I've used for a number of years. When I first started trading horse racing on Betfair, this was my go-to strategy, simply because I knew very little about horse racing. So I decided to trade the sports market the same way that you would trade the stock market. And I was basically looking at short-term price movements, trying to establish where the market wanted to go. And then I was trading in anticipation of that particular movement. And this video is an excellent example of that. The interesting thing about this video as well is that I'm teaching somebody to do that. So you can actually get to hear my thoughts about what's going to happen. Now, the interesting thing is there's a bit of a lag, because when I actively trade, I do stuff straight away, whereas what I'm having to do here is instruct somebody. So we're slightly behind where the market is. But that's actually beneficial because you can hear me talking about it, and then you can see that things are going to be happening. And you'll be able to pick up, based upon what I'm saying, what I'm actually seeing. And you may feel that it's more representative of perhaps the way that you would trade if you were attempting to do this for the first time, because you'll probably be slightly behind where I am, but that's simply down to experience. But by showing you a video of me teaching somebody, it should give you a good indication as to some of the sort of things that I'm looking for. It's a relatively small trade using small stakes, but that's because I'm trying to get the person I'm teaching used to the concept and to understand what they're looking for and how to actively trade it. And when you first start trading, this is typically how you will trade, because you're going to be a little bit slow, probably a little bit behind the market. And this is often why people lose money, because they're seeing stuff after it happens. So my recommendation to you is you draw up a list of things that you're looking for. And when you actively trade the market, you'll be going down that list to look for things, but that will slow you down and you'll be behind the market. But if you have a list of things that you're looking for, then you can practice that and you can gradually get faster. And then you can eventually end up in front of the market and being a profitable trader. But when you first start doing it, you'll probably be a little bit behind, and therefore you may not be able to make much money, if any money at all. However, that's part of the process of trading, is to basically get yourself to that level where you're not following the market, but you're actually in front of it. And what you'll see in this video is me being in front of the market, but actually instructing somebody to work with that. So we do actually make money in this video. We're slightly behind where some of the price activity is, but you'll see me define an entry point, trade that entry point, define an exit point, and trade that. So I think it's a pretty good video if you want to learn how to do some Betfair trading, and more specifically, if you want to learn how to trade order flow. So anyhow, let's get on with the video.
Because Fontwell has, oh, that's an interesting chart. Sorry to get hopelessly excited instantly. But if you look at Alo and their favorite, can you see the prices come in, and then it bounced briefly, and then it's continued on its way in. So what we're seeing here is that this is it will be near a significant level in the market. So if you look at the ladder, you can see that it's highlighted at odds of 3.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really interested to see how close it comes to testing that, because I sort of anticipate that what will happen is it will come down to 3 and then sort of bounce off of that and head in the other direction. But we need to wait for a little bit of money to arrive, because the problem we've got with this market is there's only 65,000 in there at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of money that's going to get matched, and that's what we're doing here is we're trading order flow. So we're basically looking at the market, we're trying to see what other people are doing, and we're trying to leverage off the back end of that. So the problem is you can't see what people are doing if they haven't put their money in the market. So that's why we always need to have a lot of money going through the market. So at the moment, we're 12 minutes away. There's only 67,000 in the market. We can't tell specifically what we think is going to happen in this market at this moment in time. I actually think we could be in the situation on the favorite here on the far left that as the money arrives in this market, it may come down all the way to 3 and then turn around and go back in the other direction. I think that there's a chance that that could happen.
Mm-hmm.
But in order for that to happen, we need to see something else being backed. So you need to sort of hunt on the ladder or on the market overview screen for something that is potentially being backed. So you would come up with a theory on what you think could happen, and then you try and look for evidence to support that. So if you can find another runner on any of the charts that looks like it's being backed, that would be quite an interesting thing to see. So can you go back to Cinderella for a second? It's just off the top of the screen there. Yeah. So Cinderella received a lot of money suddenly, and then has been gradually drifting since then, which is interesting. It sort of implies people were interested in it, or somebody tipped it, and now the market's bringing it back to its true value. Right. If we go back to the favorite, can you see on the favorite at the moment that's coming down towards that point where it's approaching 3s?
Yeah.
So we've not really seen any evidence of anything being backed anywhere else. So if that favorite breaks through 3, I think it's headed a lot lower. But if it can't break through 3, then you'll probably find that it will bounce up from that particular point in time. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to stick £10 in at 3.
Down here?
Yep.
On the favorite?
Yep. So we need to keep an eye on that, because if the price does start to rebound, then we need to get ready to cancel that order. So just hover your mouse over that £10 and we'll keep an eye on it, and we'll see how the market develops in the next few seconds or so. So all I'm doing here is watching where all of the money is in the market intensely. So I'm watching the money at 3.2 and 3.15. I'm just trying to see if there's a trend developing within the market. If there is a trend, it's quite weak. I think we could be at the bottom of the traded range for the favorite here. So lay it at 3.3.
So move it up.
Forget about that one. Just go up, and don't worry about cancelling it. It's all right. Don't worry about it. Go up at 3.3. You're too late for that one now. 3.35. Oh yeah, we've been taken at that one. And then put your closing positions at about 3.55 upwards. The only problem I have with this trade is I can't see anything else being backed. If we look at that second favourite, Wesmer's point, that needs to go below 6 significantly for the price on the favourite to start moving out. So we really need to see. Oh, there it goes. Yeah. Cancel the order on the third favourite. Yep. And keep an eye on the favourite now. But you're trying to look with both eyes at the favourite and the second favourite.
Mm-hmm. Seems to still be. Oh.
I think the favourite may come back down a little bit, but we'll just have to keep an eye on it for the moment. Click on the 1, 2, 3 on the ladder as well. I want to see what's going on the third favourite. Lovely Lou. So that's stuck in the middle of its traded range. So I think we're right here. Maybe move one of those at 3.75 down to 3.50. Can you see that money, £134 at 3.4? Now we're looking at, yeah, well, it's done it before I could even talk about it.
Ooh.
Yeah, if we can get matched at 3.5, that'd be perfect. See, there's £900 at 3.4.
Yeah.
So that's stopping the price from going down a little bit. But it's your judgment now as to how far you want to take this, because it's gone up. Can you see the big amount came in at 3.4 and now it's at 335?
Probably worth bringing some of these down.
Wait a second. I want to see if it goes any further. So can you see there's huge slugs of money at 345 and 3.4, and it's just been moved down to 3.3. So somebody is trying to back the favorite at the moment. You see that £1,000 at 3.3?
Yeah.
We want to see if that gets moved to 325 or not. Because if you look at 320 and 315, there's thousands there as well. We're about to find out. Because he's been trying to get this matched for a little while.
Oh.
He's given up.
Ah, nice.
I do believe the words we are about to say are boom. Got it.
Yay.
So hopefully that discussion that I was having there made some sense to you. Our initial setup is we were looking at the price of the favourite. We could see it moved a long way towards 3. So the first thing that we were looking at, we were trying to understand, is it going to go straight through 3 or is it going to just run out of steam? Because it looked like it was going to run out of steam. You heard me mention that right at the start of the video. And therefore the trade I was ideally looking for was for it to bounce off of that price and sort of head back gently in the other direction. That would happen for a number of reasons. Maybe the price has gone too far, or people hedging positions that had entered at a much higher level. There could have been any number of reasons for that. But once we'd sort of made our decision about what we were going to trade, then we immediately turn our attention to looking for confirming factors, looking for other runners that may lend some support to that. And we eventually found that on the second favourite. You'll notice as soon as we put the order in, we were slightly late putting the order in, but nonetheless, as soon as that order went in, I suggested a place where I thought the price would head towards, and we put our closing positions there. Why did we do that? That was so that those positions will get matched very quickly if it did touch those levels. And sure enough, eventually it did touch those levels. But you'll also notice in there at one point I was saying, whoa, hold on a second. And that is because there's a tendency, if you're starting out, to jump in and out of the market consistently and not to see your entire trade through. So the conditions at that point that we wanted to fulfill our overall trade were still valid as far as I could see. But there's always this case when you're learning to trade that you tend to feel like you need to be in control of it and that you need to do something if it doesn't do exactly what you expect. But the fact is, trading is a bit more subtle than that. You're generally looking for a good entry point, you're generally looking for a good exit point, and you've got to accept that the market's going to bump around during those 2 points as well. So as long as everything is intact as you saw it, then there's no particular reason to change your trade. Anyhow, I hope that was useful for you.